support groups say they expect quality representation.
Countdown to the APC primary elections, a cardinal objective of the Presidential Support Committee, has been showcased, is to uphold its principle of galvanizing support to lay a solid foundation for quality leadership. Sustaining the legacies of past successes and the progressive ideology of the APC government and the current leadership is top priority.
To this end, we have discovered a prominent personality among us who has pioneered the leadership of the organization, put such stress that will carry our country to the promised land. He is no way other than His Excellency Senator Godswin Akpabio.
The group pledged to mobilize support for a hitch-free presidential primary.
Also in the course of the week, the All Progressive Congress APC revised its timetable and schedule of activities for State House of Assembly, National Assembly and governorship primaries and appeals that may arise from the processes.
The election appeals for governorship and the House of Representatives will now take place on Friday, the 27th of May, 2022, while the appeals for the Senate and House of Assembly primaries will take place on Saturday, 28th of May, 2022, while our special convention and presidential primary will now take place between Sunday, 29th and Monday, 30th of May, 2022.
President of the Senate and APC presidential aspirant Ahmed Lawan says security will be a big part of his priorities if elected in the forthcoming general elections. He was addressing delegates in Katsina ahead of the APC presidential primary.
The visit of the President of the Senate and presidential aspirant under the platform of the APC is to hold consultation with delegates to canvass their support during the party's primary. He urged the delegates to cooperate and support his ambition to secure the presidential ticket under the APC for the 2023 general elections.
That I have the capacity, that I have the ability, that I have the training, that I have the audacity and the courage to stay in that office in Abuja, in the villa, to lead the affairs of this country with people like you around me.
The presidential aspirant explained that considering his vast experience in the National Assembly, the focus of his administration, if given the mandate, will be on security, agriculture, and education. Katsina State Governor Aminu Bello Masari acknowledged the contribution of the President of the Senate to the unity in the National Assembly.
You don't need to come, because whatever is possible, whatever
the state APC chairman Sani Aliu Daura pledged support to ensure purposeful leadership in the country.
And now to our interview segment. Former governor of Zamfara State, Senator Ahmed Sani is one of the hopefuls who has thrown his hat in the ring for the contest for Aso Rock Presidential Villa Come 2023. He was in earlier to discuss his chances on Political Update. In our guest segment, we have Senator Ahmed Sani, former governor of Zamfara State and now presidential aspirant on the platform of the All Progressive Congress. Thank you for coming on Political Update.
Thank you very much.
You have taken this message of hope around the country in terms of your aspirations. How have you seen the reaction so far, and what are the cardinal points surrounding your aspiration?
Well, I think so far so good. I am happy with the responses of the people and the reception I'm getting. And anywhere I go, I always tell them that I have 3-point agenda as well. I'm going to fight insecurity. I'm going to fight poverty and ignorance, because these are the major challenges I think Nigeria is facing today. Most of the problem, insecurity, economic development, has to do with poverty and ignorance. Once we can address those challenges, I think Nigeria will move forward.
Some will ask immediately that, are still having a lot of aspirants coming from the northern part of the country, especially in your case, Northwest. We suppose as a country to just stay in the Northwest. And in terms of other people, can we also allow them also, or what exactly, gave you a conviction that this is the direction to go?
Well, you see, politics is about democracy, and democracy is about rule of law. And the document, the only single major document guiding democratic development in Nigeria is the Constitution. And the Constitution of Nigeria does not recognize anything called Northwest, Northeast, North Central, Southwest, zoning in particular. So I think Nigerian Constitution is very, very clear. People are very ignorant of the Constitution. And that is why they are crying for position. Tomorrow, some people will come back and say it should be zoned to my local government, not even state.
All right, let's move forward a bit. Your state has also suffered in the past cases of insecurity as well. What is the root of this? And if you're given the opportunity, how would you make sure that, investors, people who want to travel, people who want to come to those areas get renewed confidence, especially to do business, as that has been, to a reasonable extent ruptured over a few years now because of persistent cases of insecurity? How would you, tackle that?
Well, you see, like I said earlier, the problem of poverty and ignorance are major causes of whatever problem you see in Nigeria, insecurity and others. Once we can address that, you will find that there's nobody who has something doing, who will just take arms, and who is very knowledgeable of himself, his country, his responsibility to God, his responsibility to fellow human beings. He will just take arms and start kidnapping somebody or killing somebody just to make to earn a living. So I think, you see, in 2014, before the advent of this administration, during the PDP era, the crude oil prices was up to $14 per barrel. But suddenly, after taking over in 2015, Mr. President now got the whole world economy changed.
Prices crashed.
And the price is slashed down to about $30 a barrel. And if it were not Mr. President Buhari, I don't know how the economy would have been. But he did his best, and that is why today we are very lucky, we are happy. The crude oil price has gone up, and economic activity has started coming up. So once we have robust plans to address the issue of poverty and ignorance, all these problems of insecurity will have been, it's not fast. You can remember that time when I was in office, I handed over 150,000 metric tons of grains to my successor. In fact, Mr. President Olusegun Obasanjo then bought 50,000 metric tons of grain to feed the federal prison services and other places. So you see, once we have a very serious program of agriculture, we give people loans. The farmers are having access to credit facility at no high interest rate. You find that the economy will change.
Let's look at your party. A good number of you want to be president. For now, not too many are backing down. Is it that you feel that the party has done enough to get another thumbs up from Nigerians, or you just feel that if you go to the primary, for instance, whoever wins is almost one leg close to destination point?
Now, you see, in politics, so many people want to run for office, they have something to offer. They will say, I can solve the problem of Nigeria, I can do this, I can do that. But in essence, the Nigerians will have to look at your experience, past experience. Look at Asuaji Ahmed Bola Tinubu. He was governor of Lagos State. Osubanjo was the vice president in ATS. Amechi, Minister for Transport, was former governor of River State. So the quality of participation today in APC is very high, is very good. And I believe that everybody that you see, anyone who has come forward and present himself, I believe has something credible to tell Nigeria.
At least from your quarter, one would be tempted to say who will be the next president is 100 million naira question.
Now, you see, you can say that because We have paid 100 million naira to the party to purchase the form, but I believe that every Nigerian knows, and they are seeing. The delegates will come forward, but I am sure the party itself, before we go to convention, would have called us and maybe negotiate and talk to some of us and see how the number can be trimmed down. If the number is not trimmed down, the delegates will, of course, only one person will emerge as presidential candidate, and I'm sure every one of us will be ready to support that candidate.
But by one of the only books to say many are called, but at the end of the day, maybe only one, of course, will be chosen.
Yes.
But let's, look at it from because some people are already congratulating many of the delegates because of some of the monies that have been bandied around. Yeah. And even when you talk of the forms, and not only in your party, talking about, parties who are going into congresses now, people are congratulating the delegates already because of the bags that the people are expecting from them. But what would you say to money politics at this time?
It's a very, very bad situation, and I believe that today both clerics, Islamic and Christian clerics are talking about it. It has reached a situation whereby even some delegates are giving oaths, either in church or in mosque, to collect money that are going to vote for you. But the clerics, both pastors and Muslim clerics, are doing very well. They are saying, take your money and vote for anybody who you think is better for Nigeria. And I'm sure that sooner or later, people will stop this money politics, because you spend all your money, and in the end, only one person out of 28 will emerge as a candidate. So you will see that some of them will regret.
How do you see this 100 million? Is it an investment?
No, you see, like the national chairman said, any presidential candidate who cannot have supporters who will contribute for him that such kind of money shouldn't have even come forward to say you want to contest. It is not you personally that will bring 100 million and pay. Even after the primaries, you still have to get support from people. In America, they do such things. In the UK, anywhere part of the world, to be a president is not a small office. You need support and of so many people who will finance you, so that even movement around to pay tickets, airline tickets to go to states to look for votes. You need money.
So at this point, when of course, the ambition and the processes, one would say, is still in the gestation period. We have not even gone to the primaries yet. But if you talk about your vision, are you already having something in mind in terms of thinking about the Nigeria of your dream, in terms of perhaps people to make up your cabinet, consultants you might want to talk to, people you might want to seek advice from, so that if eventually you get the job, it doesn't come as a rude shock when you see what exactly you may need to, administer, or where the challenges that you might need to face. Are you thinking about that already at this point, or are you just waiting to see if you'll be able to cross the bridge first?
You see, in life, once you have held an office, somebody who has been governor for 8 years, Senate 12 years, and has also been in the public service for a period of time, would have seen the challenges, like I said, of the country. You will not come out and say you want to be president and this is my agenda if you have not analyzed the problems of Nigeria. The problem, of course, are dynamic, they changes. So as soon as you say to the country, this is what I see as a problem, and people will agree with you, if those are the problems actually. So before then, as you said, you would have, even in campaign and mobilization, you have people who are with you, not because they just want to support you, but because they believe they have something to offer as well. So you have a team that is working with you, and among this team and other diverse Nigerians, you look forward and see who is ready to help you, to make sure who has like minds with you, so that you can face these challenges and do your best.
And we're talking about challenges. We have issues in the Niger Delta, we have issues in the Southeast, we have issues in the Southwest, we have issues in the Northwest.
Yes.
And some issues we are trying to resolve also in the Northeast. It seems that wherever you turn, there are some issues. Do you feel confident that if given the opportunity?
First and foremost, I think we want to create a culture of citizenship. Nigeria is lacking that today. You go to UK, they are not homogeneous. You have people of different ethnic background. You have Indians, you have Pakistanis, you have Nigerians who acquire citizenship of UK. You never hear them saying, I'm Nigerian, but they are citizens of United Kingdom. You go to America.
But there are some challenges there. The Scots also have their challenges.
Concept of citizenship.
Yes.
Once we can imbibe it in Nigeria and make people accept it, I think all these cries, who's and cries about Northwest, Northeast, North Central, my state, Enugu, Zamfara, Lagos, will go away. So we should look at Nigeria as citizens of Nigeria first, before any other consideration.
Final words to prospective voters, to delegates and your party men in general as we wrap up this segment.
Well, let them look at Nigeria as a country and look at people who are contesting and try to get somebody who they believe can deliver the goods. In fact, the delegates are only representative of Nigerian society. They represent the whole country. And therefore, they know from the feelings they have, feelers of around them, they know who Nigerians are expected to get at their next president.
Senator Sani, are you that man?
By the grace of God.
We thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you very much.
And wish you the very best.
Thank you very much.
That's been the interview segment. Program shortly. With just a few days to the primaries of the main opposition party, the People's Democratic Party, some members of the party from Abia State are protesting against what they called fake delegates list. Senate Minority Leader Inaya Baribe hinted this when he led other leaders of the party in his states to the PDP national headquarters in Abuja.
Courageously waged by other governorship aspirants on the platform of the PDP in Abia State, including Senator Inaya Abaribe and some top party leaders, alleged that the Abia State chapter of the party never had World Congress to produce ad hoc delegates. They want the party's National Working Committee to, as a matter of fairness and urgency, ensure that it maintained only statutory delegates to avoid regrettable mistakes for the party in the long run.
Our great party should therefore disregard any such list, especially now that INEC has come forward to clarify that it neither received any communication from the PDP National Chairman and the National Secretary to participate, nor did it monitor any such exercise.
Making public the list of statutory delegates and certified copy for the accusation is among major demands of the Abia PDP leaders to the party's national executive. Also at the PDP national headquarters in Abuja were members of the PDP New Generation demanding free and fair party primaries.
Whatever happens during the primaries, we should all take the results, and after that, we should all come together and unite as one to win the general election.
The PDP New Generation has also constituted an 80-member campaign council for the June 2022 Ekiti governorship election. Part of the council's mandate is to sensitize the youth against all forms of electoral malpractice.
The new Nigeria People's Party, NNPP, has inaugurated its National Convention Organizing Committee headed by the party's National Secretary.
And it is at that convention that the election of the presidential candidate will be conducted. According to our timetable, we are going to have our convention on 1st of June. All these, we are supposed to, immediately after concluding, prepare and submit our candidates to INEC. And then with the guideline for this year's elections. So the Convention Planning Committee is headed by the National Secretary of the party, Chief Dipo Laloku.
To some adjudication now, one of the verdicts that drew a lot of comments came from the Federal Capital Territory this week as the High Court judgment citing the new Electoral Act has extended the tenure of office of the current chairman of the area councils by 1 year.
In March 2019, the FCT area council elections were held and the elected chairmen and councillors were inaugurated on the 20th of May 2019 under the 2010 Electoral Act. Based on this, the tenure of the chairman will elapse Thursday, the 19th of May, 2022, after which the newly elected chairman and councillors are to be inaugurated on Friday, 20th May, 2022. However, the FCT Minister Muhammad Musa Bello noted that there was a subsisting court judgment directing the suspension of the inauguration of the newly elected chairman.
According to the judgment, the existing chairman, whose tenure was meant to expire or end today, have another 1 year to continue based on the new law. So, as a law-abiding government, the FCT administration has no option than to suspend the planned inauguration of the 6th Area Council Chairman of the Federal Capital Territory, who were duly elected some weeks ago as a result of this action or this injunction of the court.
Meanwhile, the minister, however, disclosed that as an entity that is very conscious of the need to abide by the rule of law, the administration will comply with the judgment, but added that it will appeal the judgment so that the correct position of the law will be determined by the legal process.
Right, PDP and other parties are already kicking against that. You're talking about appeal and all that. We'll be keeping you informed as to developments there. But of course, keep the Ashwabis at home. Today should have been inauguration day, but perhaps it will still happen. Perhaps it will be in a year's time. Maybe those Ashwabis will be out of vogue at that time, but we wish you the very best. Don't forget to play your policies for the greater good. Next week, of course, and in a few short days, in some political platforms, this will be about congresses. We'll be keeping a keen eye on that. So keep it locked on the Nigerian Television Authority, where we give you the very best of news, reviews, previews, and interviews. My name is Fisal Gunfi. Thanking you for staying tuned. All the best. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Bye-bye now.